Today on CCX News, the case against the alleged assassin. Could it lead to the death penalty? Hear what a Golden Valley attorney has to say. Thanks for joining us. The investigation continues into the man accused of murdering Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband, Mark, and gravely wounding Senator John Hortman and his wife, Yvette. Vance Boelter is scheduled back in federal court. Kevin Miller joins us now with more on his upcoming legal hearings. Kevin?
Delane, at the federal level, Boelter faces stalking and murder charges, but not terrorism. I asked a local attorney to explain what's needed to bring terrorism charges in a case like this one.
Whether or not there's political involvement here in a decision being made, are they acting under some sort of political belief? So that's what raises it to the level of a terrorist attack if you're using it for political attack.
Boelter faces second-degree murder and attempted murder charges in the state courts. Authorities moved quickly to file those charges and keep Boelter in custody. The Hennepin County Attorney's Office is planning to ask a grand jury to bring first-degree murder charges in the future. Golden Valley attorney Mike Bryant says the federal government could take complete control over the case or let the state case play out first. Boelter could also face capital punishment at the federal level.
When you have federal involved, you have questions on whether or not you're actually going to have the death penalty involved. And if you have the death penalty involved, that's something they can do federally that you can't do in the state. So it depends on what charges go forward, and also depends on if they're going to cooperate at all.
Boelter is currently in federal custody. He'll be back in court on June 27th. Delane?
Representative Melissa Hortman's political legacy is described as an unflashy leader who got the job done. Her allies and opponents alike have called her the most consequential House Speaker in Minnesota history. We look back now on her career.
I therefore declare Representative Hortman duly elected Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Many around Minnesota remember Melissa Hortman as a fearless legislative leader who fought for DFL priorities.
One of the ways we can get more workers back into the workforce is to make sure that everyone has paid family and medical leave.
But before becoming one of the state's most influential lawmakers,
we have to look at forms of transportation that are more efficient.
She was a young candidate from Brooklyn Park who wanted what's best for her constituents.
We need somebody with a very strong personality who's willing to lead a team of North Metro legislators across party lines, Democrats and Republicans working together.
5 months after that interview, voters elected her to her first term in the House after 2 prior defeats. It's where she stayed for the next 20 years.
Just a few days ago off this House floor.
In the 2017 session, she rose to the ranks of House Minority Leader.
I want the Republicans who are in charge of the legislature to be successful over the next 2 years, because if they're successful, then Minnesotans will be successful.
2 years later, she was named House Speaker. It's a position she held for 6 years until she relinquished the role this past winter with the state House in a tie.
I think that there will be an opportunity for us to show Minnesotans some good bipartisan working together and getting things done.
They needed a special session, but eventually they did get things done.
I'm pleased that we had a smooth and bipartisan day.
Her final act in a career cut short. And a reminder, we have additional coverage on the Hortman murders. You can find them on our website at ccxmedia.org. Meanwhile, the Robbinsdale area school board approved difficult budget cuts this past week. The board needed to cut $16 million from its budget. You'll recall the cuts were necessary when an accounting error was discovered last year and put the district in a $21 million hole. The cuts rely largely on staff reductions. Savings also came from busing changes. Some board members remain troubled by the budget, but the majority stated that the painful cuts will help the district recover long term.
This budget for me does not prioritize the needs of students, nor does it prioritize staff voice and recommendations. Perhaps even more concerning to me is this budget lacks the necessary transparency needed for directors to make informed decisions.
For as painful that it was about time in this district that we had leadership that stood up and created a budget based in the real world that was going to be sustainable over time. We are going to be in a world of hurts not only this year, but next year and probably the following year.
The final vote was 4-2 with board member Helen Bassett abstaining. Brooklyn Park could soon have its first Hindu place of worship. A Hindu group based in Brooklyn Center has outgrown its existing location. The congregation wants to move to a larger facility in an industrial area of western Brooklyn Park. If approved, they expect to see 200 to 300 worshipers for Sunday services. The Brooklyn Park Planning Commission has recommended approving the plans. The City Council has the final say. The city of Plymouth is celebrating the opening of its first cricket pitch. It's located at the new Meadows Playfield. The park includes pickleball courts, a sledding hill, and a Strider bike course for toddlers. But the cricket pitch sets it apart. Mayor Jeff Washy said he first got the request when he was campaigning in 2018.
When I was door knocking, one of the first homes, there was somebody that had immigrated from Pakistan, and he asked me, how come Plymouth doesn't have a cricket pitch? So we've been working on that ever since, and I'm proud that we're finally here today, opening one up.
A lot of times we were playing on soccer fields or baseball diamonds, right, that were great and did well, but weren't designed for the sport to be played in its true form. And so having this in our community here in Plymouth, where a majority of our players live and come from, go to school, where their families live, is just amazing.
The new $6 million playfield is located off of Chancada Trail and Peony Lane.
There is plenty of good local talent in high school softball in our area, ending with a state championship for one local team. Here's the 2025 CCX All-Area Softball Team. We start our All-Area Softball Team with Champlin Park State Champion Ava Parent. The second team All-State outfielder hit .325 with 12 extra base hits and 17 runs batted in. An outstanding defensive player, too. Parent was a 4-year starter, won numerous postseason awards, and will play next year at the University of Wisconsin. Her teammate Hannah Hewsome batted .514 with 7 extra base hits and 26 runs scored. The all-conference and all-section Champlin Park left fielder made some big plays in the field, too, for the 4A champion Rebels. Our infielders include Wayzata third baseman Alexi Drasher, and hits this one a ton. The senior hit .364 with 3 home runs on the season. Drasher was all-conference and an All-Star Series nominee. Maple Grove senior captain Lauren Beisel was all-conference, all-section, and all-state honorable mention. She had .378 for the season with 12 doubles and 16 runs batted in. Beisel will play next year at Bemidji State. Lexi Matson was an offensive power for Armstrong this season. Senior led the Falcons in virtually every offensive category, including extra base hits. Matson was all Northwest Suburban Conference. Champlin Park's Reese Remler hit .477 this spring for the 24-2 Rebels, with 8 extra base hits and 20 runs batted in. Named All-Conference, All-Section, All-Minnesota by the Star Tribune, and second-team All-State, Rebels team MVP will continue her softball career at Colorado State Pueblo. Sydney Anderson had a solid senior season for Wayzata. A clutch hitter for the Trojans, Anderson hit .395 with 32 hits, 3 home runs, and 20 runs batted in. The second baseman was named All-Conference and All-Section. Maple Grove's Ruby Goet was all-conference, all-section, and all-state honorable mention for the Crimson. The junior second baseman hit .390 with 6 extra base hits and 12 runs batted in, 20 runs scored, and 13 stolen bases. Goet made 0 errors at second base and 82 fielding chances. Our pitchers include Champlin Park's Marissa Rothenberger. The junior finished with a 10-1 record and a 0.86 earned run average. Rothenberger was all-conference, all-section, and named to the all-tournament team at state. Wayzata's Ella Goodnature struck out 138 batters in 119 innings pitched this season, with an ERA of 1.59. The senior was all-conference, all-section, and All-Star Series nominee, and won the Trojan Award as Wayzata's MVP. West Lutheran pitcher Eleanor Rolfe struck out 109 batters for the Section 4A runner-up Warriors. The junior was dangerous at the plate, too. Rolfe hit .478 with a .526 on-base percentage and 27 runs batted in. Providence Academy's Taylor Ashe was another dual-threat player. As a pitcher, she won 11 games with 150 strikeouts. Offensively, Ashe batted .473 with 9 doubles and 4 home runs and scored 37 runs. Finally, our catchers in Benilde St. Margaret's Brooklyn Riley. Riley hit .459 with 10 doubles and helping lead the Red Knights to the Section 6-3A title. The senior backstop was a solid receiver and was named All-Conference, All-Section, and to the All-Tournament team at state. Maple Grove's Ava Eiley was All-Conference and second-team All-State for the Crimson. The senior was an excellent catcher with no errors behind the plate while hitting .324 for the Crimson. And that's our group. A lot of talent on the 2025 CCX All-Area Softball team. These players were excellent too. Here are the honorable mention selections. For CCX Sports, I'm John Jacobson. Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.